That roar of jets overhead, the impossible precision of aerobatics, just that sheer rush you get watching incredibly skilled pilots, defying gravity. If you've ever stood wide-eyed at an air show, you definitely know that feeling. Today, we're taking a deep dive right into the heart of that excitement with a special look at the Great Colorado Air Show. Yeah, and our sources for this deep dive, they give us sort of a dual perspective. First, we've got a really vibrant recap of a recent air show and an exciting preview of the next one. But we're not just stopping at the spectacle. We've also got this comprehensive report on the really robust aviation industry that quietly powers Colorado's economy. So our mission today is to pull out the most captivating details from these aerial events, sure, but also connect them to that larger story. The story of how aviation isn't just entertainment, but really a powerful engine. An engine of innovation and growth right here in the Centennial State. We want to understand the how and why behind Colorado's significant role in the skies, both, literally and economically.
That's a great way to frame it, because these public spectacles, like an air show, they really are just the tip of the iceberg. They're the visible, the thrilling display of a much larger, incredibly robust infrastructure and industry underneath it all. And Colorado holds this, well, truly unique position. It seamlessly blends these amazing aerial events with a powerful, forward-thinking aviation sector. You might be watching the skies, but what you're really seeing is an entire industry soaring.
And what an experience it is. So let's kick off with a flashback. Back to 2021. Air shows made this huge return to northern Colorado. This was at the Northern Colorado Regional Airport, KFNO. It was after a 19-year gap for the legendary Blue Angels and, of course, the 2020 pandemic hiatus. I mean, this was a huge moment for aviation fans. The Blue Angels didn't just, show up. They showcased some serious upgrades. They were flying their FA-18 Super Hornets. It's a much more advanced jet than their previous ones. And even Fat Albert, their famous support plane, it was upgraded, too, to a C-130J Super Hercules. But what really got everyone was their incredibly close precision formations. I mean, inverted aircraft, those heart-stopping low passes. It's just hard to imagine the skill involved.
It really is phenomenal skill. And, beyond the Blue Angels, the lineup in 2021 was fantastic, a real representation of military aviation power. You had the A-10 Warthog Thunderbolt, famous for that tank-busting 30-millimeter Gatling gun, and it was sporting a Vietnam-era commemorative paint scheme. Pretty cool. Then there was Major Kristen Bayo-Wolf in her F-35 Lightning II. She actually managed to create these rare contrails in Colorado's super dry air, which really speaks to the sheer power of that jet. Oh, and the Heritage Flight, always a highlight. That tribute pairing modern jets with classics like the P-51 always adds a poignant touch.
Yeah, love the Heritage Flights. And it wasn't just the big military acts, right? It felt like a real celebration of diverse aerial talent, including some local Colorado performers, which was great to see. I remember Bob Freeman in his Extra 300 LC and Dagmar Kress in her Pitts biplane, just incredible aerobatic artistry. Plus, you had unique stuff like Gregory Wired, Collier's T-33 Ace Maker, that classic jet trainer, and Tom Larkin's nimble Subson X microjet. Tiny thing.
Exactly. That diversity was really key. And on the ground, for the spectators, the static displays added another whole layer. You could get up close with aircraft like the historic Legend Airways DC-3, a Colorado Air National Guard F-16, plus various booths and things. Now, what's interesting, though, is that while the excitement was huge, about 15,000 people each day, the ticket costs, they range from maybe $55 to $85. And it did spark some chatter. You heard comments like, a bit rich for my blood, especially since some military acts technically perform, for free as part of their mission. And there was also a little disappointment from local general aviation pilots. They couldn't fly their own planes in. So yeah, while it was a definite triumph, it wasn't without some nuances, you could say.
That's a really valid point. Balancing the spectacle with accessibility, that's always tricky. But the excitement is clearly building again, because the Great Colorado Air Show is returning. People should mark their calendars September 20th and 21st, 2025, again at the Northern Colorado Regional Airport in Loveland. And this time, get ready for another iconic headliner, the USAF Thunderbirds. I mean, their legendary precision, that teamwork, honed since 1953 out of Nellis Air Force Base. It's really something special to witness live. And with them leading the charge, organizers are thinking maybe over 20,000 attendees this time, which, wow, speaks volumes about the draw.
It certainly does. And the 2025 lineup looks just as dynamic. They're featuring acts like Red Thunder Air Shows, the military precision of the Wings of Blue parachute team, the West Coast Rhino demo team, the KC-135 demo team. So, a real mix of modern military power and stunning civilian aerobatics again. And on the ground, imagine seeing static displays ranging from a USA F-16 and a USN C-20 Gulfstream IV, all the way to historical aircraft like a SPAD 13th and a Fokker DVF replica, probably. It's like a journey through aviation history and its cutting edge, all in one spot.
Okay, so if you're planning to go in 2025, what should you know? Tickets, logistics, making the most of the visit.
Good question. Okay, so general admission tickets are looking like around $69.95 for adults, $59.95 for kids 412. Under 3 are free if they sit on a lap. But if you want, like an upgraded experience, there are premium box seats. Those give you a reserved spot right on the flight line, dedicated amenities. They're running between about $100 and $130, roughly. And then for the ultimate VIP treatment, there's the Flightline Club. That's out of $950 for a table of 4. That gets you the best views, catered food, private restrooms, the whole deal. One thing to keep in mind, though, even with premium seats, direct shade is usually limited. So plan for using the shade tints they have for temporary relief. Logistically, general parking is free, which is nice. VIP parking is an option, about $85 a day, but it's limited supply. And a really crucial safety note. FAA rules mean you cannot watch the show from your car in the parking lot. You absolutely need an admission ticket and have to be inside the gates. Also, the event itself is cashless. All vendors take debit or credit cards only. And tickets, online purchase only. Be aware, too, tickets are non-refundable. Doesn't matter if it's weather or schedule changes. So your best bet is always to check the official Great Colorado Air Show website for the absolute latest details on everything, tickets, what you can bring, all that stuff.
That's super helpful. Good practical tips. And yeah, to make your day comfortable, remember, you can bring small backpacks, 1 sealed liter of water per person. Comfortable shoes are a must. Ear protection, especially for kids, really important. Small umbrellas, okay too.
Yeah.
But definitely leave the coolers, large bags, any weapons, drones, big no-no, and pets. Unless they're certified service animals, leave those at home.
Oh, and if you need to pop out for a bit, re-entry is allowed. Just make sure you get a hand stamp.
Right. All those details help make sure you have a fantastic, safe experience. But stepping back for a second, what's truly compelling here is how these air shows, as thrilling as they are, they really represent just a tiny fraction of Colorado's deep connection to aviation, the Metro Denver and Northern Colorado region. It isn't just a place where planes fly, it's genuinely a global center for the entire aviation industry.
And when you say global center, what kind of economic impact are we actually talking about? Because those numbers from the sources, they're pretty eye-opening. They really are. Okay, so this industry supports over 276,650 jobs in the state. It generates $12.1 billion in payroll and contributes nearly $37 billion in economic output annually. Just to put that in perspective, aviation makes up roughly 8% of Colorado's entire economy. The $37 billion, it's not just some abstract number. It means aviation quietly underpins a significant chunk of jobs statewide, far beyond just pilots and mechanics, you know. And what's even more impressive is the growth. The number of aviation companies almost doubled since 2011, now over 970. It's a booming sector.
That's incredible growth.
Yeah.
Wow. And leading the charge on the commercial side, naturally, is Denver International Airport, DEN. I mean, the place is a behemoth. It's the largest airport in North America by sheer land area, 53 square miles, second largest globally. What does that kind of scale even mean for its potential?
It means DN has almost unparalleled room for future expansion, which is huge in this industry. It could literally double its runways and facilities. Get to a capacity of serving 100 million passengers a year? That's a unique strategic advantage, especially when other airports are land constrained. This makes it indispensable, really, especially since it's forecasted to be the 3rd busiest U.S. airport, top 10 globally. And think about this. It's the only major hub within a 500-mile radius, critical for connecting flights across a vast region.
Right. And it's not just big, it's a really critical hub for the major carriers, isn't it?
Absolutely. For airlines like United, Southwest, Frontier, DN is either their largest hub or a strategically vital station. That shows how important it is to their whole network. And the strategic position, it also gave DN remarkable resilience during, difficult times. Like during the peak of COVID-19 back in 2020, DN often ranked 1st or 2nd in the U.S. for TSA passenger throughput. That showed incredibly strong domestic demand, even then, and its air cargo operations barely dipped, maintained robust activity even when passenger travel was way down. Just showcases its fundamental market strength.
Wow. Beyond its size and importance as a hub, DN is also doing a lot on sustainability. Sources highlighted some pretty interesting initiatives there.
It really is a leader. DN was actually the first U.S. airport to get ISO 14001 certified way back in 2004, and they've kept that commitment going. You'll find 7 solar arrays generating, 25.5 million kilowatt hours annually, plus a new rooftop solar system on Concourse B West. They've also got 52 EV charging stations, significant efforts in waste reduction, even repurposing de-icing fluid. It's a genuine model for how large-scale aviation can integrate greener practices.
And that forward momentum, it isn't stopping. DEN has some pretty significant investments and expansions going on right now. What should we know about those?
Yeah, big things happening. The airport's undergoing this massive $1.5 billion gate expansion that's adding 39 new gates, increasing overall capacity by about 30%. And both United and Southwest have already signed new leases, locking them in until 2035. So a long-term commitment there. On top of that, there's the Great Hall Project's Phase 2 that's relocating security checkpoints within its $770 million budget to improve efficiency. And the Peña project is working on improving traffic flow out on Peña Boulevard heading to the airport, all aimed at making the airport more capable and hopefully easier for you to navigate.
Speaking of easier, they're also innovating on the customer experience side too, right? Trying to streamline your journey through the terminal.
Exactly. They've launched pilot programs like Verve FLY that lets you digitally pre-verify health documents if needed, and even reserve a spot in the security line, helps cut down wait times. And they're implementing contactless biometric solutions too. Again, just trying to streamline your journey, make it smoother, more efficient, from the curb right to the gate.
Okay, so we've talked about the commercial giants like DEN, but Colorado's innovation in the skies, it goes beyond just airlines, doesn't it? I'm thinking about places like the Colorado Air and Spaceport, CASP. That sounds pretty futuristic.
You're right, it really is. CASP is a fascinating example of Colorado's pioneering spirit. It's positioning itself as a leader in commercial space research, uniquely aiming to facilitate horizontal takeoffs and landings for suborbital flights. This puts Colorado right at the forefront of the burgeoning commercial space industry. They're building 18 new hangars out there, forging exciting partnerships, like with Japan's PD Aerospace Ltd., and also New Frontier Aerospace. New Frontier is testing its hyper-drone system there. It's like a rocket-powered drone that combines features of helicopters and high-speed airplanes, really next-generation stuff.
Wow. Okay. And beyond crewed flights and spaceplanes, Colorado is also making big strides in unmanned aircraft systems, UAS, what most of us just call drones.
Yes, the state is a really vibrant base for UAS research and application. Colorado actually has one of the highest numbers of UAS operators per capita. And since 2015, it's offered the highest altitude and most geographically diverse FAA-approved UAS test areas in the whole country. So we're seeing really cutting-edge tech emerge from companies here, like Lead-Eye Systems, providing advanced anti-UAS defense systems, basically, drone defense, and Boulder-based Black Swift Technologies with its E-2 quadcopter designed for tough industrial inspections. This isn't just hobby stuff, it's critical infrastructure and defense applications.
Right, and all this innovation, all this growth, it needs a robust system to manage it all safely. What about air traffic control and the infrastructure that supports everything?
Yeah, that's absolutely crucial. That's where the FAA's Metroplex initiative comes in. It's basically a modernization effort for air traffic control. They're implementing new, optimized flight paths and procedures. It impacts not just DEN, but several regional airports too. And it's essential for adopting the FAA's Next-Gen system. Next-Gen promises more efficient and safer air travel for everyone down the line, reducing delays, optimizing flight paths, that sort of thing.
Makes sense. And none of this high-flying innovation or the massive economic impact would be possible without, well, solid supporting infrastructure and, crucially, a dedicated workforce. What does Colorado offer in terms of that talent pipeline and the facilities to support it all?
It's really a comprehensive ecosystem. So beyond DEN, the region has these important reliever airports, like Centennial Airport, actually the third busiest general aviation airport in the U.S. Then there's the Colorado Air and Spaceport itself, which we mentioned, and Rocky Mountain Metropolitan Airport. These airports make huge economic contributions on their own and offer specialized services vital for general aviation, corporate travel, flight training,
and the people power. How is Colorado making sure it has the workforce to keep this growth going?
That's a critical piece, and Colorado's actively working on it. The aviation employment cluster, it's expanded by an impressive 18.5% in just 5 years. That significantly outpaces the national average growth. Key jobs like aircraft mechanics, airline pilots, they're in high demand. Colorado actually ranks 7th nationally in the number of active pilots and flight instructors per capita. So the talent base is strong and growing.
And that talent pipeline is being fed by some excellent educational institutions, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Metropolitan State University of Denver, for instance, has the 5th largest collegiate aviation program in the nation. They even have this amazing facility called the Robert K. Mock World Indoor Airport, plus specialized labs. Then you've got ATP Flight School, a major national player with a big presence here, and even the DN Academy virtual learning experience. It all contributes to a really robust pipeline of future aviators, technicians, air traffic controllers, you name it. It's a truly collaborative environment, and it's all supported by this network of industry groups, CDOT's Division of Aeronautics, The Metro Denver Aviation Coalition, UAS Colorado, they all work together, underscoring that strong ecosystem.
Wow, what a journey we've taken today, seriously. We've explored the thrilling acrobatics of the Great Colorado Air Show, looking back at the Blue Angels' return and eagerly anticipating the Thunderbirds. And then we really soared through the just impressive economic and innovative landscape of Colorado's entire aviation industry, from massive international airports like D to cutting-edge spaceports, drone research. The state truly is a major hub for all things airborne.
It truly is. And, stepping back and looking at the whole picture, it kind of makes you ponder. In a world that's increasingly looking to the skies for both inspiration and, real innovation, what new frontiers will Colorado's aviation industry conquer next? And how might that shape not just the state's future, but the very future of flight itself? Definitely something for you to think about the next time you look up and see a contrail streaking across the sky.